Hello, I'm Ren, X or Connor, and welcome to the last episode, at least for this year, of Paintober. This is day 31. Oh, I can't tell you how pleased I am to finally be free of this. Not that it was too terrible, honestly. It was just a little bit hectic at times. There was a few that I almost didn't get out there, but we've reached the end finally, and we're finishing it off with the Beast of Blight. If you watch the unboxing, you'll see that that is one of the miniatures we got, which was this horrifying mask of varying illnesses and mushrooms and bones that definitely should not be a part of it, etc. But honestly, it turned out pretty all right. I wasn't actually going to do the base for this. I was going to leave that blank, but I wound up going in and kind of finishing it up a little bit. I do some weird stuff here. So first off, all the mushrooms are painted first with Xandri dust, and the main body is actually painted with, I believe that is Mornfang, as a base. And this model, it did not take me as long as I thought it was going to. Luckily, thank God. But it was still quite a long time. And I didn't do as many highlights as I probably should have done. Obviously, I can take the miniature out of the box at pretty much any time and apply more to it. That's the fun part about this. But I did do just like a variety of things to this. And you can see a lot of that Xandri dust is really picking out those mushrooms and the kind of sickness, those little pieces. I did basically the whole underbelly. I can't tell you how hard that was because I couldn't take the miniature off its base. If there was one thing I can say about these minis, I'm very sad that they are stuck to the base already. I would have really liked them to be separated or have the ability to be separated, but you know what? That's on me, I guess. I wasn't wanting to just, click them off with some clippers or something, so I had to deal with what I had, which was a hulking monstrosity of variety corners and stuff like that I was not prepared for. I'm using some dryad bark for all these little wood pieces because I think it picks apart wood much better than Mornfang Brown does. Saying that, I did for the Rotweavers previous episode, I did do Mornfang as the base for the stick, only because I did dryad bark for the cloak because I thought it would look nicer. And honestly, they're kind of interchangeable in my eyes. So whichever way you really want to use them is kind of how you're going to wind up using them. Oh, God. Trying to figure out where the hell the branches are going and trace them back and everything like that. It's going to be really fun whenever I get to the legs and I have to try and figure out where the hell all the bones are and I have to paint the bones. Did I mention there's bones and I have to paint them? Frick. Oh, he's just off screen there for a second. What the hell was going on? Oh, yeah, I was just looking at it, trying to figure out. So I think I have an issue trying to, see the colors. I don't know what it is, but in person, all of these colors just look, they just look like black to me whenever I'm painting them at the time. Obviously now they don't, but I wonder if I strain my eyes way too much. I believe this is Celestra Gray because my Rakarth flesh is gone. It's dead, R.I.P. But anyway, Celestra Gray is basically Rakarth flesh, but less creamy colored. It's more along the lines of white with a slight bluish tinge, which is okay for what we're doing right here because this is just weird bone that's on the back of this freaking thing. Honestly, one thing I have been really enjoying about this is the actual detail to the anatomy of something like this. Because, obviously, the weird arched back, the legs, however weird they are, still have a little bit of, knowledge as to what a creature is supposed to move like, even though it's still weird as hell. It's just almost there. It's just really close to being something normal, but it's just a little bit off as well. I'll give some lore here in a second, but we have a few more things here I wanted to show off, which is the bone pieces. I'm doing the ribs right here on this moment, trying to really get in there and not have to repaint everything I had already done a second ago, which in reality was more along the lines of hours ago. Also, at one point, you'll have seen everything swapped here. Like the model moved, the paint was fresh, everything. That's because I wound up starting one day and I finished it the next day. Because my God, there's just so much. There's so much to this model. I could have done it like my Carnosaur I painted a while back, but I didn't really want to spend that much time. And honestly, I only barely got this thing finished and ready. Oh, look, it's the pelvis, dude. I forgot about that. It's painted. We're finished with it. I can't even say it's the Beast of Blight taint painter because it's not even. It's just bone. So I guess that's what it is. Anyways, we have lore for the Beast of Blight, right? Which is going to maybe be a little bit on the secret side. So give it maybe about 2 minutes if you don't want spoilers for this creature. But it is, let's see here. The Beast of Blight was once known as Farin of the Greenwood, a druidic protector of the natural cycle who delved into forbidden lore to save her dead lover. Her love was virtuous, but in the end it caused nothing but pain. Rot overtook the druid, and she is now a monstrous being that spread and thrives on decay. The Beast of Blight moves effortlessly through decay and spews putrid spores when roused to anger. It's a terrifying thing, terrifying creature. Let us see here. Ignores difficult terrain caused by plants or fungi. That's terrifying. Just like the Crimson Abbot, as well as the Harvest Terror, this thing has legendary resistances. Ooh, that's terrifying. But even more so, it has legendary actions, which I'm not going to say what those are because there's special things that come out of that. Otherwise, we have claw attacks. It does 2d10, has a +7 on the damage, and a +11 to hit, which is terrifying. Ooh, if the target is a large or smaller creature, it is grappled. I'm not going to say the DC of escaping it, but that's awful. Oh, no. Oh, here's more. If the beast moved at least 20 feet immediately before the hit, the target takes an additional 2d6 poison damage. Oh my God, this thing's going to be dishing out damage like crazy. I can't freaking believe it. I do Bugman's Glove for the skin, and I do, I believe it was Uriel Yellow or Averland Sunset for the highlights and stuff like that. Here I'm doing base coat of Reikland Flesh Shade alongside a little bit of Agrix Earthshade because I like the way that kind of darkens everything up a bit. Here I'm doing a dry brush of Gorthor Brown, which I mainly only do on the legs for the most part, just to brighten them up and give them a little bit more detail on it. Otherwise, the hide I left as dirty AF. It's supposed to look grungy and nasty, and that's what I left it as pretty much. Here I'm doing some more highlights on it. I don't know where the hell my highlights are, though. I am doing a highlight of Celestra Gray on the actual model's body, or the humanoid part of the body, I guess, because I wanted it to look like it kind of does in the... obviously, I didn't have the paint for it, but in the thing, it's kind of like this weird, sickly, dark thing. I don't know. It's weird. So, but there's like highlights of white on the hands and stuff like that I noticed, and I wanted to kind of bring those out as almost like, oh, this is sick. It is, trudging on, this virtuous plague that is bringing everything through this swamp. Here I'm doing a dry brush of dryad bark on the ground because if it works for wood, it works for mud. And I just really like the way that looks like, mud in that terrain setting. Here I'm doing Sotek Green on all of the little water pieces because I wanted it to really pop compared to the model to show you how grungy the model is supposed to look. But also, the water is going to be greenified here in a little bit, so it's also going to look pretty nasty. Here, I'm doing that same Hexwraith Flame because I wanted it to again, just look gnarly. And I could have done that on the model. I probably should have. I wanted to do as much as I could to make it similar to the model shown in the thing, but I also was on a time limit because I was not going to get this video ready if I did not finish it at this point. Even with that said, I think in total this was probably about 7-8 hours of footage I've gone through here to make this. So, hey, somebody's got to spend the time. But I'm doing a little bit more of a dry brush on the Gorthor Brown for the wood pieces around, as well as a little bit of the terrain just to kind of pick it up. Because that is really what it is the base looks different, right? It's going to make the model pop so much more because the base, there's nothing. There's practically nothing other than it being blue, so it's going to make the model look even crazier. I do throw some of that Hexray flame on the horns here because I noticed some of these are supposed to be like little pieces of twig and vines is what it seemed like. Here I grabbed a little bit of Screamer Pink. I managed to squeeze out a little bit of Screamer Pink from the bottle. I think I'm kind of reviving it a little bit, but it's pretty much on its end. So, I mean, hey, is what it is. But yeah, I hope that you have enjoyed this series. I've been having a blast, but also just it is wearing on me with how much is going on, honestly. I do a little bit of Celestia Gray on the fingernails because I think that would look fancy and kind of bring out those claws a little bit more. But yeah, I have kind of enjoyed this series. Painting videos are going to come out not as regular as obviously Paintober. So just be aware that I won't be posting them even on a weekly basis. Kind of whenever I want to paint or will get around to painting at this rate, I'll be posting something. But yeah, look at this. Look at this model. This thing is fantastic. Dude, I can't wait to put this on a board and have my family cry because it's terrifying. I mean, look at the face. That's a face only a revived lover could love. Anyways, I've been Ren, Explain Carded X, or Connor. This has been Paintober Day 31 and the finale of it. Thank you for watching, listening, going about your daily life. Make sure to watch the unboxing if you haven't watched it yet, and I'll see you in whatever is next. Take care.